Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part one of our weekly trading game plan for trading the Memorial Day week, May 27th through May 31st, where again we'll look for ways to make money trading Memorial Day week. So thank you again for joining us for part one of our weekly trading game plan for Memorial Day week, May 27th through May 31st. So let's get started. Welcome, John. Thank you for joining us in the chat today. Hope you're doing well. So here's our Google document with our weekly trading game plan notes for Memorial Day week, May 27th through May 31st. We keep our notes for our weekly trading game plans in publicly accessible Google documents. Our notes documents contain links to bonus videos, the tools and resources we use to do our market analysis, come up with our trading strategies, our trade ideas, and you can find a direct link to this notes document in the description box below. We keep all of our Google documents with our weekly trading game plan notes in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes for this week as well as previous weeks. And again, you can find a direct link to that public Google Drive folder in the description box below. So let's get started looking at the markets, how the markets ended up on Friday. So we'll go to the main page of FinViz. See, the markets had a rebound, a pretty exuberant rebound to end the week. So NASDAQ ended up over 1.1%, Dow just slightly positive, 0.01%, S&P up 0.7%. We had 70% advancers, only 25% decliners. We've got 64% above there or making new highs, 36% making new lows. We've got 59% above their 50-day moving average, 40% below, and 66% above their 200-day, 33% below. So again, Friday ended up to be a pretty bullish day. If we look at the heat map, most of the Mag 7s were positive with the exception of Amazon, pretty flat. NVIDIA had, obviously a very good week, blew out earnings again, as we had kind of suspected. So it has run significantly off that positive earnings. We also heard they're doing a stock split coming up soon, and they're also they announced an increase to their dividend. So again, NVIDIA blew out earnings again, so reigniting the AI FOMO. So we saw a little bit of a profit taking in the Mag 7s on Thursday, but then they rebounded again on Friday. So almost everything in the green on Friday, and we'll see that again when we get to the group sectors and industries. Welcome, Sydney Osborne, Gerald Fitz, Ricky Khan. Thank you all for joining us today. Hope you all had a great trading week and are doing well. So some of the news headlines, so AI momentum, tech stocks, again, fueled by reigniting AI FOMO from NVIDIA. Will Fed interest rate jitters spark momentum blues? Bearish trades crater fast. Stocks rebound. So again, we saw a little bit, I think, just from profit taking after the big run based on NVIDIA earnings. Saw a little bit of profit taking on Thursday, rebound on Friday. So the NASDAQ closed on Friday at a record high as NVIDIA and AI trade rallies on. So again, NVIDIA reigniting the AI FOMO. Saw oil down below 78 now, sitting at 77.80. Natural gas had been running up, retraced slightly on Friday. Looks like gold and silver had rolled over. We've now got resistance at 23.50, support at 23, and we'll see that in the futures. Right now, the futures are pointing slightly negative for the Dow, positive for the S&P and NASDAQ and the Russell. We'll see the yen. Looks like any kind of BOJ intervention didn't hold, and it's trailed back down. Bond yields were up slightly on Friday and then retraced slightly. So now we've still got the 10-year a little below 4.5, 5-year at 4.52, 30 at 4.57. So again, we still got this inversion between the 5s and 10s. Welcome, Logan Flips, Walter Lyons. Thank you for joining us. Hope you had a good trading week and are doing well. So we'll look at the breakdown of the major indices and then the technology components. And just a quick reminder, you can access these Finviz screener links in our notes documents as well as in the screener sheets in both our ETFs and Watchlist Google Sheets as well. So quick access to these screeners showing the major indices and the technology components. So we see the Dow's now formed a double top. It rejected off that double top, bounced down to its moving average and that lower trend line. This may be a trade opportunity if the Dow continues to reject off that double top area around 400 and then bounce off that support. So when we get to ETFs, we can see we have several ETFs, short the Dow, S Dow, long the Dow, U Dow. And I know some of our BeachBum traders caught that reversal bottom with S Dow. I don't see an easy Mike today, but I think he caught that reversal in the Dow and made some money. Similarly, the IWM reversed, retraced back down to its moving average, got support from the moving average. We'll see if that holds. We've got a little bit of a gap to fill right below that moving average. So we'll see if the IWM bounces off that. It looks like it may be forming a double top as well. Obviously, the exuberant breakout and run in the Qs, again, fueled by NVIDIA, AI FOMO. So it's in the middle of its upwardly trending channel. Got support from that previous top. SPY, similarly, not quite as exuberant. Looks like it may have rolled over a little bit, got a bounce back. Again, we'll see this in the futures as well. Look at the breakdown of the technology components. Again, we see ARK is really not participating, very flat. It's bouncing off that lower support trend line, narrowing channel below its moving averages. Again, ARK just really not participating in any of this, even the NVIDIA AI FOMO. So again, ARK just not going anywhere, very flat. Again, we see the breakout in the FANG U's, again, fueled by NVIDIA, AI FOMO. Looks like it broke through and then rejected slightly off that upper trend line. It's got support from that previous double top. So again, a lot of, again, we saw some brief profit taking on Thursday and then a bounce back on Friday in the FANG U. Again, SOXL, fueled by NVIDIA. So it's trending back up, possibly retest that previous high. It's got plenty of room above the moving average. Again, biotech not really participating as much. Again, bounced off that upper trend line, bounced back down to the moving average. We'll probably get support there. But again, biotech oscillating now right around that longer term moving average. Again, not a lot of longer term opportunity there. TQQQ, again, based on the Qs, so it broke out. It's got support from that previous pivot point and above its moving average, so just like the Qs. Barter technology not quite as strong, but it does again have support at that pivot point, middle of its channel, plenty of room above the moving average. So I hope that all helps. Welcome, MD. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. So let me grab a quick drink and we'll look at the groups, the sectors, the industries. So if we go to the groups tab on FinViz, look at the sector breakdown. So we see kind of an interesting dichotomy on Friday. So we had utilities as the top sector, probably driven somewhat by solar. Solar had a rebound, we'll see. And then we've got the Mag 7 technology and communication services. We also, again, got a rebound. We'll see we had a retracement in gold and silver, copper, etc. And then a slight rebound on Friday. The weakest sectors, real estate and healthcare on Friday. For the week, the only green one was technology, again, driven by NVIDIA. But again, the Mag 7 and NVIDIA are driving the indices, so the indices continue to go up. Everything else was in the red for the week. The weakest sectors were energy, real estate, and basic materials. Again, gold, silver, copper, retraced, corrected, rolled over, we'll see. For the week, for the month, the only red sector was energy, real estate slightly weak, and the strongest, again, a mixture of technology and utilities, which, again, kind of an interesting dichotomy there. But again, utilities, I believe, is being driven by the power requirements of data centers. So I think people are piling into utilities on that basis. Welcome, Easy Mike, Gerald Fitz, if I didn't say good morning to you. Hope you all are doing well. If you didn't hear earlier, Easy Mike, I was congratulating you on your catch of the top in the Dow. I believe you said you went short the Dow at that double top and using S-Dow. Welcome, Ellen Krantz. Ellen Krantz is extending a thank you that we'd also like to reiterate. Thank you to all of our veterans on upcoming Memorial Day. So here's the industries from Friday. So again, we see that strong rebound in solar, some renewable utilities. So again, I think some of that's data centers, some of that's retracement in the 10-year yield. Can we see a bounce in silver, uranium, coal? Weakest sectors from Friday, again, healthcare, some of the REITs. For the week, again, solar, very big rebound. I guess First Solar, one of the solar companies, had a big rebound. Semiconductors, again, driven by NVIDIA, some electronics, and we've got utilities and semiconductors. Gold, negative, some REITs, negative, silver, again, saw that reversal in gold, silver, copper. Again, the REITs. Solar had a good month. Again, renewables and utilities. Uranium, nicely positive. Again, there's a lot of talk about how to power the data centers. So they're talking about the modular nuclear reactors. I heard a segment recently on. Interesting discussions. So negative REITs, real estate, again, sensitive to the higher for longer mortgage rates. Coal, negative. Okay, so now we'll look at the economic data from last week and the upcoming economic data for next week. So I'll open up the calendar at investing.com. We'll go over some of the highlights in my notes. Also, just a quick reminder, as the important economic data comes out and important news, I try to capture that and post it as quickly as possible in our Discord. Our Discord is free to join. You can find a free invite to our Discord in the description box below. So again, as that economic data comes out, try to capture it and from investing.com, post a screenshot as well as the raw data. Also, any some of the inventory data that comes out of FinViz and any important economic news. So again, a great resource for getting real-time economic data is by joining our Discord. We'd also love to have you join and participate with your other fellow BeachBum traders, sharing trade ideas, etc. So last week, not a whole lot of data Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, we got building permits pretty much in line, so nothing exciting there. Then we got jobless claims data. So initial claims was weaker than expected, so fewer people unemployed this week. So again, that shows the job market is more resilient than expected. Fed doesn't have to worry about high unemployment. Also, continuing claims was just slightly higher than previous, so it is slowly weakening, but again, not a whole lot of new layoffs, etc. And the average, again, is only slightly up. So again, job market continues to be resilient. Inflation continues to smolder. So, the theme is higher for longer. The Fed has no reason to cut anytime soon. And again, this may attribute some to the correction we saw in the markets on Thursday. Friday, we got durable goods, not as influential, but it was slightly more positive than expected. And then we got Michigan sentiment, which was more interesting, but didn't seem to deter the market too much. So again, their one-year inflation expectations is still well above 3%. So 3.3 is higher than previous, but less than expected. 5-year inflation still 3%. So again, the same as previous, slightly lower than expectations. And the overall sentiment improved a little bit, but is significantly lower than previous. So consumers not feeling as well. Inflation expectations are still high. So again, more data that says that the Fed needs to focus on getting inflation down. Don't have to worry too much about the job market. So again, higher for longer. No cuts in sight based on this data. So if we look at the rest of the economic data from this week, so again, we've got Fed officials continuing to talk, cause some volatility. A lot of Fed officials, bond auctions, not too bad. A lot of Fed officials talking, although the market seems to be a little more resilient to the volatility from the Fed officials. The message seems to be pretty consistent. They need to fight inflation, don't need to cut soon, higher for longer, etc. So we got mortgage rates. So went down just a little bit. Applications up, so rates down, applications up. Home sales, existing home sales, a little weaker than expected. Again, nobody wants to sell their existing home and get in a higher rate mortgage. FOMC minutes were pretty as expected. I didn't see any really new data there. Talked about jobless claims. Natural gas storage was up, but less than expected. So again, we'll see the trend. It's been definitely up with natural gas prices. Talked about durable good orders and Michigan sentiment. Oil rig count steady. Total rig count down just slightly. Got the economic data for next week. So again, reminder, Monday's Memorial Day, so the markets are closed on Memorial Day. So we hope you all enjoy your long weekend, long Memorial Day holiday weekend. Home prices, some more Fed officials, some bond auctions, mortgage data Wednesday. Beige book, again, not overly influential. Don't expect anything new. And then Thursday, we get core PCE and GDP, so some volatility around that. Again, GDP expected to slow but not go negative. So again, no sign of a recession anytime soon. PCE prices are expected to be up from previous, so that's negative in terms of inflation. We also get jobless claims data. So again, we'll see if that changes any. So Thursday, some volatility. And then Friday, we also get PCE, core PCE data. Again, a pretty significant data point for the Fed. So if that comes out vastly higher than expected, could cause a negative reaction in the markets. Personal spending will tell us how is the consumer slowing down their spending. We can also see the earnings calendar. We should be past the vast majority of the major earnings, but we'll still have, pocket sectors announcing earnings. Got Autodesk, so some technology. So again, it's worthwhile for you to go through the earnings calendar, see if any of these will affect stocks you own, stocks you're looking to trade in the same sector. But again, I think we're past the vast majority of all the Mag 7s and the major influence in the market. So if anybody knows of some significant earnings, please let us know. Also, again, reminder, markets closed Monday. Next FOMC meeting is June 11th and 12th. Well, again, we'll get a dot plot, an SEP. And then again, tomorrow, probably you can see a graphical version of the earnings calendar, the significant earnings from Webull via that link in our notes as well. Again, you can hear our strategies about how to make money trading around earnings. And again, earnings definitely matter, not only the top line earnings, but also their guidance. As well. Okay, let me grab a drink and we'll look at the market screen in Webull. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already using Webull, you can still get 75 free fractional shares of stock by opening an account with 25K or more. Less than 25K, you get 20 free fractional shares of stock. As you'll see, we use Webull for our market analysis, our due diligence, the majority of our trading. They're also now offering futures trading. They offer options trading. They're also still offering a 3.5% match on contributions to IRAs. So lots of benefits for using Webull. And again, if you'd use our affiliate link in the description box below, you get your fractional shares of stocks, all their other bonuses, and also help support our BeachBum trading community, which we greatly appreciate. Welcome, Sydney Osborne. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. So I'm using the online browser version of Webull. Here's the market screen. See the histogram of advancers and decliners from Friday. So we can see majority of advancers, almost 3,700 versus 2,000 decliners. Most of the advancers were small, decliners small, small tails. So again, not a significant movement, but definitely positive from Friday. It's interesting. We see a positive inflow throughout the day in the NASDAQ. So typically on Friday, we had seen outflows, but the past couple weeks, we've seen inflows. So definitely support for the NASDAQ, support for the technology stocks. Seem to always see this big bump up in the NYSE on Fridays. And you can see the near-term earnings calendar via the calendar section, earnings. You can also see dividend splits, etc. In the calendar section in Webull. We look at the best performing industries for the week. So again, renewable energy, for solar, one of the top ones. Semiconductors, obviously NVIDIA. Metamaterials, positive. Construction, positive. Coal, rebound. Electronics, positive. Biotech, pretty split. More negative than positive. Investments. Pharmaceuticals, mostly negative. Aerospace defense, pretty balanced. Software and IT, negative. Chemicals, this is showing uranium negative. Chemicals negative. Look at the ETFs. So up on the Russell, small caps, NASDAQ, it must be mid caps. Short on the Dow. Dogs of the Dow positive. Up on the S&P, slightly mid caps. Up on the NASDAQ, so very positive on the NASDAQ. Down on the VIX. So again, right after NVIDIA earnings, we'll see the VIX really broke down, back down below 12%. Just really isn't any fear in the market right now, which could be a risk factor. Up on the Russell, up on small caps. Industrials positive. Healthcare pretty split. Financials positive. Utilities positive. Energy. Real estate mostly positive. Less defensive. Basic materials again positive now. Technology. Commodities. Aluminum. That must be a gold. Oil. USOI is oil. Dividend payer on oil. DBC, I think, is a broad commodity ETF. Bonds, I think that's a preferred bond. Okay, so let's also go look at the futures. Again, I mentioned that Webull's now offering futures trading, so you can get the details of how you can do futures trading also in Webull via the link to the details in our Discord. So if I look at the futures in FinBiz, so we see that rollover in the Dow, so steep rollover. Looks like it may have found a slight support there, but definitely a big rollover. Potential rollover in the S&P, although it got a bounce on Friday. NASDAQ, pretty strong upward trend. See a little bit of a correction on Thursday, but then pretty much a rebound on Friday. Russell looks like it rolled over and then bounced. So potential, more downside in the Russell. Nikkei's now been pretty flat. Euro stocks look like it rolled over, got a little bit of a bounce. Same way with the DAX. Again, it looks like the futures rolled over in the VIX, so I think that gap up is just the futures contract rollover. But again, the actual VIX was showing below 12 again. So again, not a lot of volatility, not a lot of fear in the market. Again, oil below 78, trending down. Got a little bit of a bounce. Looks like it tested 76 and bounced. We see that strong uptrend in natural gas. Had a little bit of a correction retracement on Friday, but again, a strong uptrend. I think it was MD or someone mentioned Boyle, long leveraged ETF to long natural gas that we mention all the time is Boyle. Short is cold, KOLD. So again, if you want a short-term trade, they call those the widow maker. Some people do. but plenty of opportunities if you're nimble, long, boil, short, cold, and we'll look at the other ETFs uh, for longing and shorting oil, gold, silver, etc. So it looks like again, gold topped out, rolled over, got support at 2,300. I think that 2,350 is now going to be a resistance point. So we'll see if it retests 2,350. If it bounces off of 2,300, if it breaks down below 2,300, then we could see a pretty steep descent down to 2,200. Same way with silver, broken out above 32, made a decade high, and then rolled over, broke back down. It's got support at 30. So again, we'll see if it a little bit of a support at 30.50. So it's been oscillating at 30.50. So we'll see if it breaks below or bounces off of 30.50. Got support at 30. If that breaks down, then it could break down into the mid 28s. So again, we'll talk about the ETFs that you can use to long and short silver. Copper, similarly. Don't know of an ETF to short copper, but it similarly rolled over. The other metals, platinum seems to be following copper, gold, silver. Palladium, not quite so much. Corn looks like it's found a plateau. Oats rolled over. Wheat strong, very strong upward trend. So anybody still in WEAT? Orange juice, there's a supply shortage. Production in Florida is going to be down, I think, due to greening, disease, etc. So unfortunately, I don't know of many ETFs to trade orange juice and none to short it. Lumber. So again, then we see the bonds. Kind of interesting. All the bonds seems like they tested that previous point at which they broke down. So they tested, rolled over. Might again. We were looking at a cup and handle potential there. USD, DXY, right around 104. Looks like it's trending down. Got support at 104, resistance at 105. So many of the other currencies got support. Looks like the Aussie dollar, New Zealand topped and kind of rolled over a little bit. Again, the yen looks like it's testing that previous bottom. Again, we see those are potentially BOJ interventions, but they didn't hold, so it just trails back down. We'll see if we get another intervention near that bottom. That seems to be the area where they tend to intervene. So I hope that all helps. So we'll open up our ETFs Google Sheet. If anyone has a particular commodity, index, topic, etc., for which you'd like us to look at ETFs in the chat, please let us know. We'll go over those. Again, just a quick reminder, you can get 24/7 access to our ETFs Google Sheet, as well as our dividend payers, our options put ROIC Google Sheets, also a number of other helpful Google Sheets we've developed for doing due diligence, etc. For your trades by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. So again, as we identify potential opportunities, be it long or short, and we jump over to our ETF Google Sheet, look for ETFs that we can use to trade that trade idea in our Google Sheet. We also have a bunch of videos related to trading ETFs in our ETF playlist. So I don't have any changes to our Google Sheet this week. So let me grab a quick drink and check the chat for any particular ETFs that you would like to take a look at this week. Welcome, Nug M. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. So again, here's the main sheet of our ETFs Google sheet. Got all the various pairs for trading the technology components. Got a number to trade Bitcoin. We heard, the SEC is approving or working on approving Ethereum ETF. So once those are identified, then we'll talk about the various Ethereum ETFs and look for opportunities in those. So we have a number of ETFs. You can trade Bitcoin as well as cryptocurrency. China, yin and yang. So, volatility there. A number of our BeachBum traders trade that pair and make money trading yin and yang. Again, we mentioned the Dow, short the Dow with S Dow, long the Dow with U Dow. So again, I've been looking at that. I missed that rollover. So again, congratulations to Easy Mike and anyone that caught that rollover in the Dow. We'll be looking to see if it tests the 52-week high at some point, and then again look at shorting the Dow with S Dow. We've been watching Europe, the Europe FTSE, so long with EURL. Look at short. It does look like it rolled over. We'll see if it gets another retest to that top, and then shorting with EPV. Fang D, and we saw that breakout in Fang U. If and when you see the top in Fang U, and it made a new all-time high, I think in the 380s. So at that top, we'd be looking to short the Fangs with Fang D. We'll talk about that tomorrow. So we talked about shorting gold, longing and shorting gold. So we tend to use GDXD, which is on the gold miners. You can also use Dust or DZZ. Again, Dust is on the gold miners. DZZ, we have a whole video on comparing these to short gold, long gold, GDXU, which is again a long on the leverage long on the gold miners. Silver, just to jump down there quickly. It's the short on silver ZSL. And again, we'll talk about that again tomorrow. Long, we prefer AGQ. Again, leverage long. You can long the miners with SILJ or a dividend payer SLBO. Again, we've got the single stock ETFs to long and short things like NVIDIA, Tesla, etc. So again, you can find a number of the leveraged longs and shorts for single stocks, both in our main sheet as well as our research sheet. So here's the pair for Amazon, AMD, Apple, etc. So again, if you don't see it in our main sheet and you're looking for an ETF to long or short single stocks, you can do a control F find in our ETFs Google sheet, also in our research sheet. Again, great way. It allows you to short single stocks in retirement accounts, which you normally can't do. Talked about natural gas. So again, a very strong uptrend in natural gas. You can leverage long with Boyle, or you can trade UNL, UNG long, or cold leverage short. So if you're nimble, and be careful, but there's money to be made if you are nimble. And I know some of our BeachBum traders do quite well. And also, we talked about oil. So long with Gush or UCO, short with Drip or SCO. And also, there's dividend pair. We saw USOI. We've been watching Mosaic as a potash and fertilizer type play. Again, all the long and shorts of the various indices. And we talked about silver, small caps. If you want a long solar, we've got a couple options, raise and tan. I don't have one to short solar, broad technology, TECS or TECL. Again, we've got several single stocks for things like Tesla, etc., bonds of varieties, uranium. And then again, the yen seems to be retesting that bottom. So long the yen, YCL, we're still long the yen, waiting for that intervention, waiting for that swing back up. But if you want to short YCS, so if anyone else in the chat, if I missed your ETF you want to look at, please let me know. I apologize if I missed it, but we will. I'll leave that up, and we can come back and take a look at any other ETFs that you want. If I miss them. So let me grab a drink and we'll look at our strategy, our theme for the week, making money trading Memorial Day week. Okay, again, our strategy for this week, our theme for this week is making money trading Memorial Day week. And I found an interesting article about trading Memorial Day week I wanted to share. Again, I thought this was interesting. You can access and read this entire article via the link in our notes document. So I'll zoom this up a bit. So again, they talk about, trading Memorial Day week. Here's a table, summarizes the returns since 1971. Index averages a 0.52% gain over the holiday week compared to 0.17% over a typical week. So Memorial Day week tends to be positive. So it shows that, however, this trend is reversed since 2010. S&P fell an average of 0.38 during Memorial Day week. Typical week since 2010 has been positive 0.23. So again, since 1971, average for Memorial Day was better than average. However, since 2010, Memorial Day week has been negative. So compared to positive for any other week. So again, significant change in the trend of Memorial Day week since 2010. So again, the average over the past, 15 years, 14 years has been negative. So again, protect your profits, be careful. So and then he has a breakdown of the days surrounding Memorial Day week, including the Friday before, which tended to be very bullish. So again, we saw that play out yesterday. So the Friday before Memorial Day was quite bullish. So every day of Memorial Day since 2010, except Thursday, averaged a loss. Less than half of the returns positive. Friday is the worst, drop of 0.55 over the past 14 years. Thursday has been the lone positive day. So again, hopefully this will help you plan your trading for the week. Again, the Friday before Memorial Day, and we saw this play out yesterday, is positive. Tuesday tends to be negative. Wednesday, negative. Thursday is positive, and Friday is negative. So again, hopefully this will help you plan out your trading for the Memorial Day week. Again, these are averages, historical averages. It doesn't necessarily mean this week, this year will play out as accordingly. Could be very different depending on global events, etc. But I hope that helps you again, see what the historical averages are and plan accordingly. And if we see this play out. So the daily return since 2010 of just your typical days is, again, Tuesday tends to be the most positive. Thursday tends to be the weakest. So the Memorial Day week definitely goes against that average trend. So far in 2024, S&P's up over 11%, which bodes well for the rest of the year. So he looks at the price heading into Memorial Day, creating momentum for the rest of the year. So when the S&P is positive on Memorial Day, the rest of the year averaged a return of 6.74, with 78% of the returns positive. So if the S&P is positive going into Memorial Day, it bodes well for the rest of the year. If the index is down, the rest of the year average a slight loss. So the average return for a positive index going into Memorial Day, 6.74. If it's negative, then negative 0.07. So here's the author's opinion as to best and worst stocks to own. So he's got Electronic Arts. Again, you can zoom up this, read this table in more detail. I'll zoom it up a little bit. Hopefully we can see. So EA, AMT, real estate, so electronics, etc., PayPal. So again, this is this author's opinion as to the best stocks going into best and worst. So again, you can look through that list in more detail, see if you agree. Finally, here's lists that have underperformed during the week of Memorial Day: banking stocks, brokerages, so retailers, got some retailers, food, bankers, etc. So again, I hope that all helps. Thank you again to Rocky White, the author of this article. And again, you can look at that in more detail and read that article in more detail via the link in our notes. And let us know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with his picks for the best and worst stocks. Do you have any other good picks from Memorial Day, and why or why not? Also, please share your thoughts in our Discord. Again, our Discord's free to join. And again, we'd love to have your active participation in our Discord, sharing trade ideas, helping each other make money trading and succeed in your trading career. So we've also been talking about making money trading in May, and we have links to all of our previous discussions, videos, etc., for how to make money trading in May, making money trading in the spring. So again, you can listen to all those videos via the links in the notes, and also find them on our BeachBum Trading channel. Again, with the markets topping out, again, not great opportunities, in my humble opinion, for a lot of swings, more so in the commodities, gold, silver, etc., as we'll talk about. We have talked about, we'll talk about probably more tomorrow. But plenty of opportunities to make money trading with short-term scalping, etc. Momentum trading. Again, we see strong momentum in the technology sector. A lot of buy the dippers in the Mag 7. Again, we saw that between Thursday, Friday. They definitely bought the dip on the Mag 7 on Friday after some profit taking on Thursday. So again, plenty of opportunities for making money trading with different trading styles. Just in my humble opinion, not a lot of swing, long-term swing opportunities with the markets topping out. So again, tomorrow we'll also talk about dividend-paying stocks. As additional opportunities to generate income while we wait for more swing trade opportunities. We'll also talk about a variety of option strategies, additional ways to generate income, and how we can take advantage of these option strategies. So let me grab a drink and check the chat. If you have a topic you'd like to discuss related to our trade ideas, trading strategies, etc., or any questions in those regards, please put those up in the chat. If I missed it again, I apologize. But put it back up in the chat and we can take a few minutes and discuss any other topics related to trading that you would like to discuss or the markets, etc. We'd also love your feedback on what can we do to improve our weekly trading game plans, any of our videos, our tools, automated systems, our community, etc. We'd love your feedback in the comments to any of the videos. Also, again, in our Discord, what can we do to improve, again, our weekly trading game plans, any of our videos, tools, resources, community, etc., to add more value for all of our BeachBum traders. We hope that you like this content. Please smash the like button, and we hope that you're subscribed to our BeachBum Trading channel. And again, we'd greatly appreciate it if you'd help us by sharing our content, inviting your fellow traders and friends to join us in the BeachBum Trading community. Again, share our content, share our social media posts. Again, if you have any other questions or comments, you can find links to all of our social media sites in the links section of our homepage. Again, you can always tag us in the Discord. Our handle is BeachBum Trading, all lowercase, no other characters, etc. Anyone else is an imposter. Again, it's all lowercase, BeachBum Trading, no other characters, numbers, symbols, etc. So anyone else is an imposter, and we would never DM you without notifying you ahead of time, and we wouldn't be asking you for money or crypto or anything like that. So again, anyone else is an imposter. But again, we greatly appreciated your help with continuing to build our community, get our content out there, again, for the mutual benefit of all of our BeachBum traders. And again, let us know what we can do to improve. We hope you'll join us tomorrow for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading Memorial Day week, May 27th through May 31st. Again, we'll talk all about our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, stocks in our shopping list, also strategies for using dividend payers, and various option strategies for generating income while we wait for our swing trading stocks to set up. So thank you again for joining us in the chat, everyone, and thank you for watching after the fact. And we again hope you enjoy your Memorial Day holiday weekend, and we hope to see you again back tomorrow for part 2. Thank you again, and have a great day.